I lived the college party lifestyle for a year, and this is what I've learned.
Yesterday my mom found out I was a junkie, but she don't care cause I'm over here getting all this money. So I don't care if she don't care, just keep them perkies coming. You wonder where I got it on me, run a 40 drumming. Where you at? Ayy, run it back, babe, get the sack. Chase this a drag, race, where you at? Ayy, run it back, babe, get the sack. Chase this a drag, race.
So let's go back to how it started. If you don't know who I am, I'm from Minnesota. Came all the way down here to Colorado. Moved to the city I'm in January 18th, 2022. That was an apartment. We called that the bunker. This lifestyle has gotten me the bunker, the zoo, Garfield, and homeless. Don't worry. I have a home. I have a home now. I'm clearly sitting in it. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. A lot of these places, if you know, you probably would know me mainly for the zoo and Garfield. The bunker was more close-knit. The bunker was probably one of my favorites to live at, though. But the zoo and Garfield, doors always unlocked, people always over. And every night, it was moving. The bunker was more so moving every single day, especially during the summer. But Garfield and the zoo were always just moving every night and moving mad. It was crazy. So what did this become? It started off as throwing parties, at the bunker, and it soon grew into what we call the Soda Boys. So how that started was me being from Minnesota. I was down here partying at my apartment for 3-4 months, and then I had a friend, Avery. He came down. Editor's note, Avery came down with Dylan. I didn't mention that in my recording for some reason, but Avery came down to Fort Collins with Dylan. And we just went nuts. I'm talking, we finished 4 kegs in like 3 days. We went through cases on cases of beer.
Bro!
We threw a massive party. And this is like over, how long is this over? This is over 4 or 5 days. We had an event every single night and like a darty every single day. This went from a Thursday to a Tuesday. A Thursday to a Tuesday. So many crazy events happened in that weekend that I can remember some of the things that happened, but I honestly could not tell you when it happened. It's nuts. So clearly if I'm going through all that alcohol and partying and no sleep, I began to think that I'm basically like invincible. And I'm like, oh, I can drink as much as I want to. I can party as hard as I want to. Let me tell you right now, it's catching up to me now. At first, it did not, but I'm starting to get a little tub, and we're working on getting that away now. I started to become very well known in my city for being the party guy or the party goer. And it turned into like wherever I went, I would run into somebody that I knew, which was really cool. I loved that. I loved like always seeing people I knew, and always like if I'm like going to a random party, I just knew that there would probably be someone there that I know. And I also really did love meeting new people at my own parties and events. Things that I learned about people, a lot of people really, they only tend to know you as the party guy or the guy that throws the parties, which is cool when you're throwing the parties. Other than that, it's kind of, I got a pretty strong sense of like loneliness come probably during summer. And I obviously like hit it very well, and like it didn't always come out because I was always with people. But no one kind of really knew like who I am, like, or that I'm a photographer, videographer, or anything like that. They just know Kobe throws parties and Kobe's from Minnesota. That's really what it became. Not necessarily saying that I'm like complaining about that, but that's just how it was. Another thing about being the party guy, what I thought that it would be, oh, I'm gonna be the party guy. And as a guy, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get all these girls, all these hot girls, whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, the girls that you meet at parties, especially when you're the party guy that you throw at your house every weekend and it's crazy, those girls suck. I'm sorry, but those girls suck, bro. All they really care about is being able to come back to your house and that you like them, and that you'll give them free drinks and you'll blah, blah, blah. Honestly, you only get a little bit more special treatment because it's your house. Other than that, they're flirting with every other guy. They're doing the same thing. It's all the same circle. Honestly, at least with my hopes and goals for what my future partner would be, I'm not going to meet her at a random college party. Let's be real, bro. Yeah, so the whole girls thing isn't really what you think. It's cool. There's times where you get girls. It's off and on. Another thing that I didn't realize would happen, when you throw all the time, people steal. People steal so much. It's insane. I'm talking, I've lost clothes, cologne, toothbrushes. Avery has gotten his deodorant stolen. Someone stole my microwave plate. That's weird. That was at the bunker. But I've gotten things stolen from, like microwave plates, toilet paper, to my drone, to my DJI drone. I've had stolen shoes, stolen. A lot of things get stolen or taken, especially a lot of things get damaged. I'm talking, I've lost an entire drop-in ceiling. Windows broken, tables broken, chairs broken, couches ripped up, bathrooms absolutely obliterated. Like, living in a party house seems fun until it's a regular Tuesday and your house is trash and smells. When it comes to a point where you can't even, like, you have to, like, barricade off a whole bathroom because no one wants to clean it, it's probably a problem. But yeah, so essentially people don't care about your house at all. And also people do insanely stupid things when they're drunk. I've had people like injure themselves, start fights, just like a bunch of people's stupid emotions and ideas come out when everyone's drinking. And it's fun in the moment, it can be, or it can be really, really shitty. Dramas, you're always going to be surrounded around drama. You have to know that. You're always going to be surrounded by drama. There's always going to be something. He did this, she did that, blah, blah, blah. I don't like her. Girls hating each other. Dudes wanting to fight. It's all so stupid. But it becomes an addiction. You keep having these same events happen over and over again, and you just don't realize that you're in a total hurricane at all times. The things that I've gotten to experience, there's a lot of good things, and then there's a lot of bad things. I don't know. I would say bad definitely outweighs good, but it's also me putting myself in those situations or allowing those things to happen, which you do tend to do as your party lifestyle increases and increases and increases. Good things, creation of the Soda Boys, that's always fun. Like, that's been one of my favorite things of my entire life that has ever happened, was the creation of this group and just the things that we get into, sometimes making content and just people knowing us and being well known and respected. It's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of cool people that create content like I do, people that have interests that I do. I met the boys in 98, that was very fun. Built relationships with fraternities and other people that throw, and just people that do cool things. I've also met most of my best friends through partying and hosting and all that kind of thing. I met almost everybody, which I would say is worth it. But the things that I would say would not make it worth it I've experienced are drugs, let's read this list. Drugs, overdoses, girls roofied, guns and violence, accidents with people getting hurt, car accidents, and the list goes on. That's the only things that I wrote down. But yeah, I had never seen a drug until this year. Like, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Because I used to party in like cornfields and barns with and heated shops with 30 people max. There's no one's ripping cocaine there. Like, no one's doing that. So when I moved here and I saw cocaine for the first time, I was like, at first I was freaked out, and sadly enough, I got used to it. And then obviously there's all the other drugs I've seen. There's people smoked. Oh my god, people smoke meth in my house. Yeah, people smoke meth in my house, and perks, and they do shit. The only thing I think I probably haven't seen is heroin. Which isn't funny, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, the drugs, they're everywhere. Totally just everywhere. It's crazy. and drug dealing and all that kind of thing. Overdoses are terrifying to watch. Overdoses and roofie girls are probably one top three most like scary shits I've ever seen. That is something that I would never want to experience again. I'm glad I experienced them once or twice, but I never want to see them ever again. That is a huge reason why I'm stepping back from that lifestyle of being that kind of person. And then, like, once I were to start throwing parties again, it's obviously not going to be at my house. No. Not doing that at my house. It'd probably be, like, a registered event or some kind of thing like that. Yeah, those things suck to see. Guns and violence. I've watched people get shot. I've had friends pass away. Same with, like, drunk driving. I've been in cars where things have happened. It's scary, not worth it. But there's been times where I was stupid enough to think that, like, oh, this is funny. This is fun. Because this the lifestyle of being crazy and letting all of your intrusive thoughts, like, become reality becomes normal. And so you just keep doing all of it. And that's bad. That's really bad. What did partying like this do to my life? Holy. Okay. Management of my apartment hated me. Security would come like every day. Every weekend they would come and be like, why are you throwing again? I'd be like, I'm sorry. I'm well known by the police department in this city because I've had so many encounters with them. I have multiple legal cases that I cannot talk about at the moment. Don't worry, it's not like I murdered somebody or anything like that. I'm in an absolute war with my landlord from the zoo. Fines up the ass. So when you party like this, you have to realize that you're likely at some point going to get what is called a nuisance gathering. That is a ticket that can be charged up to about $3,000. That's what they're trying to charge me with. And like, it's ridiculous. It's literally, you throw a party, cops come because of a noise complaint, and they shut it down. Even if you register the party, which lets you, so when you register a party, it basically, they'll call you if they get a noise complaint to be like, you have 20 minutes to shut the hell up and get everybody out, or we're going to give you a ticket. And even if they come, they can still give you a ticket if they have reason to give you one. I've gotten those, and I have paid ridiculous amounts of money for throwing parties. So if anything, I have become so broke in the last year from partying. The experiences, yeah, I'll always take them to heart, and like, it'll be whatever, but the experiences, I would not say add up to be worth the money that it's been. But I'm not hating on the memories and the people I've met or anything like that. Just financially, don't do this. Partying made me homeless because the lease at my apartment, that was fine. That went up the whole thing. Management just hated me, but I carried out my lease. The zoo, we got kicked out within 6 weeks. Let me say it again. The zoo we got kicked out of in 6 weeks. But essentially, made me homeless up until about 2 weeks ago. The main thing that partying like this did to me is you don't realize how addictive it is. So I was 100% addicted to this lifestyle and lazy as hell. I had one, I guess you could possibly count two. I had one job last year, and I was there for probably 2 months. Other than that, didn't work, made ends meet by doing whatever it took to eat, pay for gas, pay for alcohol. I had to make my ends meet. Did it. So if I've learned anything, I've learned that if there's a will, there's a way. 100%. If there's a will, there's a way in life. And you cannot be blind to how addictive things can be. You don't realize it. Man, I've addicted to drinking, addicted to parties, addicted to just having people over, addicted to girls, addicted to just addicted to this lifestyle that is fun, but only for so long. I've learned a lot of things about my own mind because I've seen a lot of things that nobody should see. I've been a lot of places nobody should be, and I've done a lot of things that nobody should do. Felt emotions this year that I never even knew that I could feel. You also learn who's really there for you because a lot of people, they're only there for the parties. They're not there on your casual Wednesday when you're just chilling. A lot of people are there, oh, yeah, I want to be able to go to his parties. He's cool. He's well known. Let me just, people I only see on weekends versus people I see on Thursdays. Like, you learn who's there and who's actually not. People who actually text me, hang out with me all the time, get to know me. There's a difference between them and then the hundreds of other people that I just know of and know of me. Huge difference. Huge difference. And you realize that. You realize that like that. Where am I at now? To wrap this up, where am I at now? I'm at a new house, quiet lifestyle, working on creating more content this year, working on making more money this year, working on being a better version of myself, and actually getting to my goals. That's the goal for this year. I'm already on great pace to do so. I live in a nice house, nice neighborhood, quiet, everything. I'm back to normal. Life's normal. And my circle is very close. I have a very great set of friends now that has solidified into the people that I want to be around, and the right times for when I hang out with them. Like, right times for when I should hang out with them and what we do, all that. So life's going better, a lot better. But what I hope you people take away from this, especially the younger community, is I know some of you are going to do the same thing. So, like, when you're in the city, someone's got to throw the parties. Someone's got to take the fall. Someone's got to have that house. Someone's got to not give a shit. That was me. If you feel like that's you, I hope that everything I've told you is a fair warning for what it is. And I hope you can take into consideration things that I've said, mistakes that I've made, do things differently if you're going to do what I did. But as a whole, I would not recommend doing it the way that I did it. Was it worth it? Debatable. Did I learn a lot about myself and self-improve? 100%. Yes. People watching this are probably my age, young. It's okay to have a time of life where you just screw around. But eventually you gotta wake up. But yeah, I made the most memories I've probably ever made in a year. Met the greatest people I'll probably ever meet. I know all the people that I want in my life. All the people that are solid in my life. I know exactly who they are. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. Wanted to make a longer term format for my thoughts on reflecting on the last year.